Hello and welcome to Iplay Uplay. This is a new series in which I try and play every game available on Ubisoft's Uplay Plus subscription, and give you my thoughts on whether or not they're worth playing. Today I'll be talking about Anno 2205. Anno 2205 is the 6th entry in the Anno series, and it focuses on the 23rd century, where you join humankind's next step into the future as you try and conquer not just the Earth, but space as well. It was released on November 3rd, 2015, and it received positive reviews thanks to its intuitiveness and gameplay variety. The game starts off pretty simple. You choose one of the temporal regions on Earth to begin your city building. Each offers different strengths and weaknesses in terms of resources available. The game also features multiple difficulties that change stuff like starting credit balance, revenue generation, and more. The usual city sim basics like providing electricity, food, water, and housing can also be seen here. As you slowly begin building up your city, the game gives you various tasks to advance the story. The first major one being to create an elevator up to the space station. Now this was one of my favorite aspects of the game. Often with these types of games, I find myself getting overwhelmed or unsure which direction to build out. But Anno 2205 gives you a direction to move towards, while also providing the freedom to actually expand for yourself. The game gives you 3 biomes to conquer and expand. The Temporal Region on Earth is the first one you actually go to. It provides a vanilla city building experience with no real hazards to deal with. Then there's the Arctic region, which throws temperature into the mix, forcing you to build strategically around specific buildings that actually contain a heat source. And finally, the surface of the moon, where you're actually required to build shield generators to prevent your buildings from getting damaged by debris. Having these 3 unique playstyles was actually a pleasant surprise. It kept me thinking about how best to utilize these biomes for the benefit of my corporation. Each biome had its own unique materials and products to harvest. These products can also be sent to other biomes using the trade route system. It was a great way to make sure all 3 of my cities had the necessary amount of resources to function. So, if at any moment I noticed I was running out of aluminum in my temporal region, I could set up a simple trade route from the Arctic to fix my problem immediately. Certain missions require you to assemble a fleet of ships to take on the Orbital Watch. This is where the gameplay varies slightly to a more RTS style. Now these sections are fun at first, but they don't offer much of a challenge and lack variety.
All hands engage.
I did enjoy the change of scenery, even if it was just to progress the story slightly. Most of the time these missions are optional, but there are some sections of the game that actually require materials only obtainable through these missions. Now onto some of the issues I had. In terms of technical issues, there were very few. A couple of texture pop-ins while I was using the camera tool, and a bit of slowdown in the more dense areas of my city, despite my PC being well over the recommended specs. Other than those minor things, my experience with Anno 2205 was actually quite pleasant. A personal issue of mine when it comes to these kind of games is lack of direction. I was relieved that Anno 2205 gave a nudge in the right direction whenever I started to feel stuck. So, is Anno 2205 worth playing? Well, that really depends if you're a fan of the city builder games. I'd say go for it. It's a unique take on the genre with some pretty visuals and great music. If not, well, there are plenty of more games on Uplay Plus that I'll be covering in the series. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on future videos like this. And thanks so much for watching.